Welcome to GearLoom, where machines aren't just reviewed, they're celebrated. Today, we stand before a name that has lived in the bloodstream of car culture for over half a century, a name that roared through the golden age of muscle, battled rivals on the drag strip, and became a symbol of pure American power. The Camaro. But this isn't just another Camaro. This is the 2026 Camaro SS 1LE. A car that dares to carry the weight of legacy while stepping into an era where muscle cars are becoming an endangered species. It's bold. It's aggressive. It's a throwback wrapped in tomorrow's skin. But here's the question we'll answer together today: does this reborn legend truly have what it takes to redefine muscle cars once again? Buckle up. The journey starts now. Every great legend has a rebirth. For decades, the Camaro has been more than metal, rubber, and gasoline. It has been a declaration. A symbol of rebellion. A pulse-quickening roar that echoed through city streets and racetracks alike. But in 2026, the world is changing. Electric silence is replacing mechanical thunder. Efficiency is overshadowing raw emotion. And many wondered if the Camaro's flame would quietly fade into the archives of history. Yet, against all odds, here it stands. The Camaro SS 1LE, reborn not as a compromise, but as a challenge. A bold reminder that the muscle car spirit is not dead, it's evolving. This isn't nostalgia wearing a new badge. It's engineering sharpened by heritage, designed to bridge generations. From the echoes of 1969 to the demands of 2026, the SS 1LE emerges as both a time capsule and a weapon of the future. And the question lingers in the air like exhaust smoke after a burnout: what happens when tradition collides with innovation? The answer begins with the way it looks. At first glance, the 2026 Camaro SS 1LE feels less like a car and more like a predator waiting to pounce. Its stance is wide, its shoulders muscular, its presence commanding. This isn't subtle design, it's sculpted aggression. Up front, a sharper, more aerodynamic fascia slices the air with precision. The grille, now bolder and more angular, feeds oxygen into the hungry V8 lurking beneath. Slim LED headlights carve through the darkness like blades, their daytime running signatures forming a menacing glare that never blinks. Move along the sides and you see the widened fenders, a body stretched taut over track-ready tires. Every crease, every vent serves a purpose. Functional aero. Cooling ducts that breathe life into brakes and engine alike. Its form and function locked in a perfect brawl. And then, the finishes, a palette as expressive as the car itself. Imagine it in radiant red metallic, glowing like molten steel. Or midnight shadow, a matte black that swallows light whole. Perhaps blue surge, an electric hue that electrifies even at rest. Add the iconic dual racing stripes, and suddenly you're not just driving, you're making a declaration. The 1LE package turns this Camaro into something even sharper, a front splitter hugging the asphalt, a rear wing slicing turbulence into obedience, matte black wheels gripping like claws. From every angle, the Camaro whispers speed, but screams dominance. Step inside the 2026 Camaro SS 1LE, and the world outside fades. The cockpit isn't just a cabin, it's a sanctuary of speed. Every surface, every stitch, every screen is designed to remind you that this isn't ordinary transportation. It's an experience. The driver's seat grips you like a co-pilot who refuses to let go. Bolstered performance buckets wrap around your torso, balancing comfort for the daily drive with the firmness you'll need when the track calls. Alcantara lines the flat-bottom steering wheel, its texture begging your palms to hold on a little tighter. Ahead, a fully digital gauge cluster brings muscle into the modern era, with customizable layouts for road or race. A heads-up display projects speed, revs, and vital data onto the windshield, as if whispering secrets directly to your line of sight. No distractions. No wasted motion. Just focus. Technology flows through the cabin with purpose. GM's latest infotainment ecosystem sits in the center, fast and intuitive, with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard. For those who live for data, the built-in performance data recorder tracks lap times, throttle input, G-forces, turning every drive into measurable history. Yet, amidst the screens and software, the Camaro hasn't lost its soul. Physical toggles remain. A rumbling exhaust note still seeps into the cabin, unfiltered and unapologetic. This isn't just a car interior. This is a command center, built for those who see driving not as duty, but as destiny. Now we arrive at the soul of the 2026 Camaro SS 1LE, the place where legacy truly breathes. Beneath that sculpted hood lies a 6.2-liter V8, a heartbeat of steel and fire. Press the start button, and the silence shatters into a deep, thunderous growl. It's not just noise, it's a declaration that the age of muscle is still alive. This engine unleashes an estimated 470 horsepower and around 450 pound-feet of torque. Numbers that may look familiar on paper, but in practice feel sharper, quicker, more refined. The sprint from 0 to 60 comes in just under 4 seconds, 3.8, to be precise, launching you into the horizon with the kind of force that presses your chest into the seat and leaves your pulse racing to catch up. But raw numbers aren't the whole story. The SS 1LE isn't just about power in a straight line. It's about control. Choose the 6-speed manual, and every gear change is a handshake between man and machine. Opt for the 10-speed automatic, and lightning-fast shifts keep the V8 in its sweet spot, always ready to strike. The 1LE package sharpens this Camaro into something feral. A track-tuned suspension hunkers the car down, Brembo brakes clamp with relentless bite, and a performance exhaust snarls louder the harder you push. It feels alive, reactive, almost sentient, rewarding precision but punishing hesitation. Every press of the throttle isn't just acceleration. It's ignition of your soul. The Camaro doesn't simply move, it surges, it growls, it commands. This is not an engine you drive. This is an engine you unleash. Power alone doesn't define greatness. True legends are shaped by how they dance with the road. And the 2026 Camaro SS 1LE? It's a heavyweight that moves like a featherweight. Magnetic ride control adapts in milliseconds, reading the pavement like braille, stiffening or softening as conditions demand. On a smooth stretch of highway, it flows like silk, absorbing imperfections with surprising grace. But take it to the track, and suddenly it hardens, locking the chassis into a stance that feels unshakable. Turn the wheel, and the Camaro responds with surgical precision. The widened track, sticky Goodyear Eagle F1 tires, and a stiffened suspension combine to make corners feel less like obstacles and more like invitations. The car doesn't lean or hesitate. It pivots. It attacks. Yet, despite its brute strength, there's elegance in how it all comes together. A machine this powerful shouldn't feel this balanced, and yet, it does. At speed, the Camaro doesn't just grip asphalt. It carves it. This isn't the clumsy muscle car stereotype of old. This is a predator with poise, a dancer on asphalt, devouring corners with the confidence of something far beyond brute force. Of course, even legends must live in the real world. And while the 2026 Camaro SS 1LE is bred for the track, it hasn't forgotten the demands of everyday life. Yes, the rear seats are tight, more symbolic than spacious, but they exist, ready for short trips or unexpected passengers. The trunk, though not cavernous, can handle weekend bags or a grocery run. And in a segment where practicality is often sacrificed, that alone feels like a victory. Fuel economy? Let's be honest, a naturally aspirated V8 isn't built for sipping fuel. Expect mid-teens in the city, and low 20s on the highway. But when you buy a Camaro SS 1LE, you're not chasing efficiency. You're chasing experience. What redeems it all is usability. Modern driver assists, safety tech, and a cabin designed with comfort in mind make this beast surprisingly livable. Yes, it's a warrior. But it's one you can live with every day. Greatness always comes at a cost. And for the 2026 Camaro SS1 LE, that cost begins around $50,000 to $55,000. On the surface, it's not small change. But when you break it down, the value becomes undeniable. What you're getting is supercar performance, wrapped in muscle car tradition, at a fraction of the six-figure price tags you'll find elsewhere. Add in the 1LE package, with its upgraded suspension, Brembo brakes, track-ready aerodynamics, and suddenly you're sitting in a machine that could humble cars twice its price. Of course, the options can tempt you. Special paints, upgraded audio, cosmetic packages, they all add up. But even fully equipped, the Camaro SS1 LE remains a performance bargain. Is it cheap? No. But is it worth every penny to those who crave thunder, speed, and heritage in one package? Absolutely. Every warrior needs an arena, and for the 2026 Camaro SS1 LE, that arena is crowded with giants. On one side, its eternal rival, the Ford Mustang GT, sleek, modern, armed with its own V8 Fury. On the other, the Dodge Challenger, heavier, louder, a bruiser that plays by its own rules. Together, these three form the holy trinity of American muscle. But the Camaro brings something different. Where the Mustang prides itself on balance, and the Challenger on brute force, the SS1 LE blends both worlds. It offers raw, naturally aspirated muscle, yet tempers it with precision handling worthy of European sports cars. Speaking of Europe, the competition doesn't stop at America's borders. The BMW M2, the Toyota Supra GR, nimble, sharp, technologically advanced. Yet even against them, the Camaro stands tall, because it offers something they can't. A soul. A growling V8 heartbeat that refuses to be silenced. Of course, rivals have their edges. The Mustang may offer slightly better everyday usability. The M2, perhaps, more refinement. But none deliver the same intoxicating mix of heritage, theater, and track-bred ferocity as this Camaro. When the smoke clears, it doesn't just compete. It dominates. So who is the 2026 Camaro SS1 LE truly for? It's not for everyone, and that's the beauty of it. This is a car built for those who crave connection, for drivers who see the road not as a necessity but as an adventure. If you want comfort above all else, there are softer choices. If you want the latest electric silence, there are plenty of options. But if what you seek is raw emotion, old-school power sharpened by modern engineering, then this Camaro speaks your language. It's for the thrill seekers who find joy in a perfectly executed corner. For the purists who still believe a V8 belongs under the hood of a muscle car. For the bold at heart, who want their car to make a statement every time it starts. This isn't just something you drive. This is something you experience. In the end, the 2026 Camaro SS1 LE isn't just a car. It's a promise kept. A promise that even in an age racing toward silence, there's still room for thunder. That muscle, heritage, and raw emotion will not quietly fade into history books, they will evolve, adapt, and roar into the future. This Camaro is proof that legends don't retire. They rise again, stronger, sharper, more determined than before. And for those who step behind the wheel, it's more than horsepower and torque, it's identity, it's pride, it's a living legacy. So the question remains, will this be the Camaro that defines a new generation? Or will it be the last of its kind? Only time will tell. What's certain is this, it will blow your mind. If you felt that spark today, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. The legend continues, and so does the conversation.